welcome to Who Put This On, Season 4, Episode 30, where we watch Rap Battles, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm Chris Lorenz.
Robert Kitts.
This is James.
Brian Houston.
Merry Christmas.
Very un-Christmassy spirited there, Max.
Yeah, way to bring your A game. Oh, damn it, I don't know the name of the quote. Damn it.
The host is struggling.
I'm struggling.
You gotta let him struggle.
There's a quote from this show.
As some
get
would
back to it.
say, maybe the host. Isn't that some kind of minutia?
Shh, I was trying to.
Do we have to reset
Oh, it's
right now?
it's a A game to your slay game. Was it a
Yeah,
quote
because
from this?
that was certainly worth
Okay,
it.
It's
so-
definitely worth me fumbling around for 5 minutes to figure it out.
Okay, that sort of really sets the stage for Rap Battle on Freeform Television.
Yeah, so Freeform, formerly known as ABC Family, formerly known as Fox Family, formerly Garbage.
And
I don't
currently,
think formerly garbage. I think continuously garbage.
Fair. Good point. Good point.
But Freeform?
Yeah,
I don't get
Freeform
it.
is their new name.
It's not a catchy, like, I gotta go home and put on Freeform.
So to roll this back just a little bit is like a month and right after Halloween, Freeform posted their Christmas calendar.
Ooh.
So they're like 31 days of Christmas.
Oh.
And this was in the calendar.
I heard there were 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, I thought-
What
No,
is
no,
this
no.
31
Yeah.
days of
Because this when you're on Freeform, it used to be 12. Then it was 25. Now it's the full 31.
Got it.
It's a family of Christmas days.
Yeah, so this was a reality show that I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And it is a real thing. And we really watched it. And it is also on Hulu. So you don't even need to go far.
So, what is this show?
Rob, you got it?
Got the very short show description.
Okay.
Rap Battle follows 9 contestants as they battle to become the ultimate rapper and take home the coveted grand prize valued at $50,000. The series is hosted by comedian Cheryl Underwood with Carson Kressley and Wanda Wren serving as judges. That's Rap Battle on Freeform.
Can you think of anybody more festive than Carson Kressley?
We're going to talk a lot about Carson Kressley, let me tell you.
All right. Also, when we say rap battle, we're talking about
W.
wrapping presents. WRAP. It's not clear.
Your presence as you rap like Eminem, you're saying, right? Like
yeah,
you have a lot of stage presence. That's what you mean?
Yeah.
Correct.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotta wrap them presents.
So the show works as a standard competition show. They introduce the people, then they introduce the hosts, then they do a challenge, which the challenge this week was, well, actually a lot of the first shows are this too, where it's you had to rap for someone else and you had to like learn about them in a bullet point manner and then rap a present for them.
And capture their essence.
Capture their essence. Then the next challenge was the big challenge, I believe, as they called it. You had to wrap just some obnoxious present, like
Like
a
a bike.
teddy bear, a giant cactus, a bike,
Foosball table.
in 3 hours, and if
No boxes.
no boxes. Good point. No boxes. And at the end, somebody got kicked out, and that was it. That was a standard show. Now, as we go through these standard shows, there's usually the big thing. One of the big differentiators here are the hosts.
Oh yeah.
Let's go over the hosts first, even though it's secondary, happens second. But we've got our first host, Cheryl Underwood.
Yes.
Cheryl Underwood. I can't believe they got Cheryl Underwood for this show. It's truly unbelievable.
I think I read that she was on the talk show The Talk.
That's right.
Oh, so she's on the ABC daytime.
Yeah.
What was it originally called?
Well, there was
The View?
The
The View.
I don't know if the View and the Talk are the same thing, even though they kind of seem like
What
they're the
about
same thing.
The Soup?
The soup
Different
is
show.
different.
Different show.
Is Cheryl Underwood related to Carrie Underwood?
Doesn't seem
Don't
likely.
I doubt it.
Okay.
Also, it's so like you're oh God, a contestant on the show. you must have been told laugh at anything the hosts say or seem like a joke.
Oh.
Because everything Cheryl Underwood said, they just laughed at, whether it was funny or not.
I thought with Carson there was way more forced laughing with Carson than with Cheryl. But
Yeah.
we can debate that.
But they primed the pump to get you to laugh at anything. And like I feel she actually had some legit funny lines, but you're right. Carl, what's his name? Carson Kressley,
Yep.
zero funny lines. The unfunniest person. And the fact that everyone laughed at him made it seem even worse, right?
I think some of them actually found it funny. I think that, like, based on some of the personalities I saw on this show, that some of them legitimately found it funny.
But there's laughing so hard. It can't be real.
You ever meet somebody who's real into Christmas?
Yes.
These
And
are these
how would you
people.
describe their like bar for humor? Like, do they watch a Looney Tunes and they laugh their butt off?
I guess they do.
There you go. Carson Kressley is Looney Tunes level funny.
Is there a different show where they just like have these people like watch Home Alone and they just like they're laughing so hard they're also like crying at how beautiful it is? It's just
Are
like,
these the people who keep America's Funniest Home Videos on air?
oh, these are the people. 100%.
No, these are the people watching Freeform,
I think
watching
that's
all the Christmas
I think the
content.
Venn diagram of Freeform and America's Funniest Home Videos is very overlapping.
Is it on Freeform?
I was going to say, I feel like it was on ABC.
I don't know. ABC Family?
I'm sure there are reruns on Freeform
Yeah, why do you switch your name from ABC Family to Freeform? I don't get it.
because you want to show how malleable and out there you can be. Some kind of free form.
All right. So we got our last judge, Miss Nobody, Wanda Wen, which has a total of 1 minute airtime in this whole show.
Like she seems like the one who actually has some like experience with rapping and some actual like professional skills and opinion, and they definitely spend very little time having her speak.
Yeah, Rob is right. She's the most qualified person on
Oh,
the show.
it's true.
She's
The
a
quali-
professional rapper. She has like her own business, like all these things. She's definitely like, I guess somebody in this industry. I don't know how big this industry
What
is.
industry?
But they keep talking about this industry like it's some mega thing.
The rapping
And
industry.
I can't
Chris.
imagine that the rap industry is that big.
Well, so like,
Aside from, the 12 days of Christmas.
well, the selling of wrapping paper, big thing,
Sure.
right?
Yeah,
And then-
or like you're at the mall and there's like a middle school like team that's doing it for charity or something. You're like, yeah, I'll get these gifts
Well,
wrapped.
there's definitely people at like J.C. Penney's or whatever those
Oh, yeah.
stores that are legitimately this is their job to rap.
Sure.
So like
But
it
I
is
don't-
an industry. It does exist.
But do you think people are going like, okay, so here's what I want. I want this fancy whatever, and I want these like they're just like, I got 15 gifts. I got no time to wrap it. Please wrap these. Here's my credit card.
Chris, sorry, James. Sorry, I'm really messed up. James, we have watched like TV shows about pumpkin carvers. Okay, that's clearly not a job. We've seen way more ridiculous possible careers than I wrap presents for 1 month a year.
It is
I mean, sure,
James-
But I'm just saying. I was just commenting on the show and how they just refer to this industry and that these hosts are like all big timers in it.
well. To be clear, the two comedians that we think aren't funny are like they're not related to this at all. They never said they were, but they definitely said that the third person was. Yeah. I forget what they said. Who she like? What
We
she
live
did.
in America, James.
So, like,
you can make
Cheryl
a career
is-
out of anything.
Cheryl's just a comedian / talk show host. What is
Carson.
Carson? What is his like claim to fame?
I bet you, I'd bet that he is just from the RuPaul's Drag Race.
Funny story. I checked his IMDb. He has been a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean he was. I always figured he'd be a contestant, and then he tries to move from contestant.
Oh,
to
you think he's a? Oh, I'm going to the net corner.
I think that
I'll be
he's
back.
like a past reality show star, and he's just doing one of these circuits. But James, to your point of you don't think that there's somebody that goes to J.C. Penney's and is be like, I need this giant bow, I need this specific wrapping paper, I need just being a person about type A about it.
Maybe I don't know.
I think there are under
I don't know.
10 people like that per state.
10? What?
10? No.
Okay. Back from the internet corner.
Carson.
Have you heard of a show
Yes.
called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
No.
Not the new Queer Eye, the old Queer Eye.
Old
Never.
Queer
Was
Eye?
he?
He is one of the 5
Holy
from the
shit.
old Queer Eye.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense. That I understand. That I get.
I get it.
He would have an eye for stuff.
An old eye.
Some sort of weird eye.
So I'm not quite sure if like which section of Queer Eye he was the focus on and how well that translate to wrapping gifts, but there's some through line there.
Okay.
He's also guest starred a lot on The Talk, the show hosted by Cheryl.
Oh.
And it's not The
Plot
View. The
thickens.
View is ABC. The Talk is CBS. So it's
Oh.
the CBS version of The View.
Can you check Freeform now while you're on the internet corner?
I will go to the internet corner for Freeform.
All right. Where were we? We were
Oh, wait,
talking
so
about
we-
the host.
How's Noah
No, no,
doing
no,
in
we-
the internet corner? See how he's doing on the internet.
Yeah.
If I run into Noah in the internet corner, I'll let you know.
No, let's talk about the contestants. Let's
Yeah.
go over the contestants. So I have them all written down. So you've got the biggest personality, Mr. Joe. He's
Joe.
24. He's got weird hair.
He's got a small body and big hair and personality.
Yeah. Then we
It's
got
kind of like a weird hairdo though, right?
yeah.
Like it's done up in a very
It almost-
interesting manner.
It almost looks like a Dragon Ball Z esque hairdo. Like it's definitely like that can't exist in real life, but I guess
It's very
since
vertical. It's very
vertical haircut.
As somebody who like enjoys weird hair, this is a bit much for me, but it brings me great joy that this guy like
He's rocking
enjoys it. He's rocking
rocking it.
He doesn't give a shit. He's
It,
doing
it
him.
does not look abnormal on this guy. Like it looks abnormal, but it's not like out of there.
Sure.
Is this the guy though that asks or that states that people ask him constantly if he's a real elf?
Yes, he
Yes.
did say
Yep.
that.
He was
I
that guy.
gotta think the hair is a part of that, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Dude's got kind
Also,
of
like probably the
ears.
attitude, and of course the attitude on the show is very much like something where I'd say, "Are you an elf?" Like,
I feel now we're getting to like Will Ferrell elf territory.
yeah.
Anyway,
Who
back-
else do we got on the
Back
show?
from the internet corner. This Freeform was ABC Family, and it is owned by the Walt Disney Company.
Oh.
So the Talk and Freeform are not actually that.
That's why I was like,
the
ooh,
corporate synergy is not there. It's
interesting. So we got Parker. Mm-hmm. She's 38. She's the insurance agent. I believe this is the person that got spoiler alert got kicked out at the end of the show. Correct.
Correct.
Okay. Nothing too much to say about her.
No crazy hair.
No crazy hair.
She seemed like a somewhat reasonable-ish
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And like
Seemed okay.
she has a real life, and then she just like raps on her spare time.
It's
Seems
very
like a normal person.
She's definitely one of the people that like I don't think she really not on the same level as
Yeah.
everyone else.
She's not insane enough for the show. I think that's
No.
a fair statement.
Then we've got Gigi. She's 29
Gigi,
and she's a paper artist.
paper.
What is a paper artist, James?
Well, based on my limited exposure only from the show, it's somebody that has. Oh man, I was almost about to confuse it with Olga, who we'll get to.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
her business. I don't know. She like folds paper or something. I don't know. Like she works at some place
Seems about
and
right.
they fold shit. I don't get it.
Aren't
And they make art out of paper, I guess.
I feel like
Yeah.
most non-sculpturists are in their own way paper artists, right?
Thank you, Max.
Thanks.
Then we've got Eddie. He's 41 and a trendsetter.
Some sort of Carson Kressley type, one might say.
One might say.
Yeah. I was like, who is Eddie? Oh, I couldn't remember. Then we've got Mia. She's a gift wrapping goddess that owns a store called That's a Wrap Atlanta.
Is this the one with the crazy hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had hair that was like a shark fin, but like at a 45-degree angle.
That is a great way to describe this hair. It is more nuts than Joe's. Like Joe's, it's weird and he pulls it off. And Mia,
I mean,
sorry.
She,
You don't think Mia's pulling it off?
I think
From certain angles, no.
if anybody's gonna pull it off, though, she is.
I mean, she's the only one trying. So
That's a wrap. Atlanta.
I can't believe she has her own business for that.
yeah,
also
so
can't
she
believe-
seems like she's in the biz.
Yeah, 3 of these 9 contestants are from Atlanta. Like, is Atlanta the mecca of gift wrapping?
It is
or-
the mecca of Queer Eye, the next generation.
Yeah, but this is old school Queer Eye.
I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, it's true. The next generation also is Atlanta.
Right, but it was the old generation Atlanta.
He's the host, but the new is also filmed in Atlanta. Anyway,
Anyway,
then we've got Anita. She's 33, and she has a store in Dallas.
I don't
is that
remember
correct?
her at all.
Was
Yeah.
she the normal person, quote unquote?
No, that's not the one we called the normal
Damn it.
person.
Kimberly.
Anita is the one who won the first challenge. Spoiler.
Oh, her.
Curly,
Yeah, she's
light
like
hair.
barely in the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
it
she
had her
won.
being nervous about how she did in the first challenge and then won the first challenge.
Yeah. What was her second thing that she had to do?
What was the second thing she had to do?
She I don't even think we saw it.
Was
She
it
got
the grill?
easiest thing.
The barbecue grill?
Oh,
might
she had
have
the
been
easiest thing. So she had the house.
She had the house. That's right.
Yeah,
Oh,
the most
the toy
boring
house.
looking thing. We'll get into it. We've got Olga. She is an entrepreneur that has a business that sells what, Max?
I don't remember, man.
Rob, do you remember?
No.
I remember.
James, well, give it to us.
Because I almost confused her earlier. She is a Ukraine and Russian origin person who has moved here, I believe now. She dresses up sort of like a princess character on a Disney show, I feel like, and she has a business that sells pre-folded fancy napkins.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that's
You
right.
can
Yeah.
fold
You
them
can
5 ways.
unfold them 5 different ways.
Close enough.
You take them, you get them in a box, you lift the box, and you have a fancy napkin ready for your fancy dinner.
Do you send them back when you're done to get them rolled?
Do we got to order some of these fancy napkins?
I can't
feel like-
imagine.
I'm curious at least how much they cost.
Let's get some fancy napkins.
Hey,
let's
internet
make
corner.
some redneck margaritas, and let's go.
James, you go with the internet corner on this one.
Oh man.
No,
Olga's fancy napkins.
What am I looking up on the internet?
You got to find how we order those napkins.
All right, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Olga.
Yeah. So the last one on the show is Kimberly. She's 47, a mom, and PTA president.
Wait,
This is the
didn't
one
we
you
skip,
said was normal.
Mr. Asian
Oh,
Italian?
we do have.
You
I
skipped
skipped
somebody.
somebody. I did. You're right.
We'll get to him later.
We'll get to him. We were talking about Kimberly.
Okay.
She's the one that wins the whole competition. She wins week 1.
Well, like the first
First
show.
week 1.
The whole competition.
The
We,
whole,
to be clear, we
the
definitely
whole-
haven't watched this whole season.
The whole season is not out yet, James.
Unless you're holding
this
back
is a
on me.
lot. This is a week to week show, James. You got
I
to
think
watch
it's only
it.
6 episodes.
You think it's only 6? I
That
mean, 6
is-
are out.
It's definitely not over because friends of the pods, Emmy and Courtney, are religiously watching every episode, and it is definitely not over.
Damn it.
Yeah. So, Rob, you've seen bits of this show.
I've seen this show. I saw the elimination of this episode previously.
The 15-minute elimination.
Yeah.
And it really left an impression on you to the level that you didn't remember who won.
It did. I came home. I'd been drinking. I'm watching this weird show.
Sure.
And then I didn't really remember it that well.
Well, yeah. All right. So the last person, you're right, is Anthony. He's 23. And do you remember his job, Max?
He makes jewelry for drag queens.
How many people are in this business? Is he the only one?
Non-zero.
Is he the only one making jewelry? Like,
could see
Do you need specific jewelry for that?
I could see one per metropolitan area.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what he does. Who has the weirdest job, Max? Is it him? Is it this? That's a Wrap Atlanta.
No, I think it's going to be the mysterious third judge.
All right. So now we got to talk about what happens when you win the show.
You get $50,000 in prize money in value.
No,
of
in
stuff.
value of prizes, cash and prizes. This is it's not $50,000.
There's no cash. To be
They're
clear.
very
Yeah, I was gonna
explicit.
say,
Like you guys are saying this so
No,
weird.
they did say cash. They did say some sort of.
I know. You're gonna get a bunch of stuff, and it's valued at $50,000.
So is this just like not like stuff they couldn't get rid of on like The Price is Right? Like,
It's like that barbecue grill and that giant teddy bear and a bunch of stuff.
well, that
man.
teddy bear they reused on that Netflix show.
Right, prank encounters.
Yeah. But then you get a trip to a mall.
Yeah.
And then
No,
you get
to,
a trip to the headquarters of a paper company.
They said you get to collaborate with Paper Source,
Okay.
some sort of wrapping thing. I don't remember. And then I wrote down, you get some sort of Sono collection. I don't remember what that was.
That was the mall.
Yeah, that was the first
Some kind
step.
of fancy store in a mall or something.
Yeah, you get to trip to the Sono collection. Yeah, that's what it was. How excited are you to go to the Sono collection, James?
Dude,
These contestants seem very pumped, but I had no
They
idea
obviously
what
have to
what
be
it
pumped.
was.
This is like you're
Yeah.
at the show and they have the light and it says clap
The
or
show is definitely,
laugh
like,
or
exciting.
scream. They must have something behind the camera that's like laugh or
100%.
like they made a joke, laugh, and then like they make it get like 5 takes of you saying that joke and then laugh.
bro,
This
have you
might,
seen
like,
the Sono
arguably-
collection?
Oh man,
No.
is that a real thing?
It's unbelievable.
What kind of stuff?
What is it?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay, stop messing with
Okay.
us. All right, so
But like to be clear, like as far as stakes go for these kind of shows, this has got to be some of the worst, right? This
Yeah.
just seems like you get nothing really.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
terrible one. There's nothing. I mean, some of these you literally get nothing. So like,
They should
It's
get some
more than
bragging
that.
rights.
like
They should have to get a tattoo that's like ultimate rapper.
Yeah, just look at what happened when you go on the bad tattoo show. Is you walk out of there with 2 bad tattoos.
true.
You don't walk out of there with anything.
I mean, you got that tattoo to deal with. That's
Yeah, oh, you got to spend money to fix
all
that
you can think
tattoo.
about. Like I
right,
can't believe
let's-
you would tattoo that.
Yeah, let's go with the first challenge here. So they had to wrap someone's essence in some other package.
Sorry, what does that mean? Oh, it just means you pick a person and it doesn't actually matter what you're wrapping. You could be wrapping nothing.
They were
But
just
you-
wrapping empty boxes.
It was just like
right,
boxes.
but you want to sort of learn what you want, learn something you learn about, let's say, James, and use that in your rapping skills.
You mean rapmanship, which was a legitimate word that they mentioned
I
in
am-
the show.
I can't believe he said the word rapman.
You said rapmanship.
That was a Carson one. If that wasn't
Yeah,
fair.
and everyone laughed.
No one in this room laughed.
I'm laughing.
Everyone on the show laughed.
There's nothing really exciting to say about this challenge. It was definitely one of the things where they have 9 people and you have to introduce 9 people.
Yeah.
And I actually thought that this was an interesting way, and I think they did a decent job of giving everyone like their 1 minute to describe themselves.
Yeah.
Which, as we were talking about, I like. And also, a lot of them have a personality, so they all blend together. So I got a good sense of all the 9 people. I mean, there's a couple of people that we know less than others, as you're going to. But I don't feel like the usual deluge of like, I have no idea who 5 people are in the show. And you attempted to introduce 9 of them.
Yeah, the format definitely does a good job at like pretty quickly just kind of getting you a solid intro.
Well,
You can understand who everybody is, basically. So you recognize them, right? So,
Yeah.
I think it's probably good.
they also like we say this is a competition show, but we didn't watch a whole lot of rapping. Like barely any rapping we saw in this show. It was all like angles of like their top halves while their arms are rapping and you can't see what they're doing. Was like the only things we ever really saw while they were rapping.
Oh, right, like actual camera shots
We
of
never-
them like putting the paper on something.
No,
That's
like
true.
it's like you watched like glass blowing show like we did. It was 30 minutes and you saw them like actually making the thing. Whereas this, we didn't see them do anything.
But like, you're not questioning that they actually did it.
This, I mean,
I need some techniques, man. I need
No,
some
like-
techniques.
To Brian's point, that's a good call out. Like, here's the thing with the show, I didn't really learn anything.
there's
And
no
you would
learning.
think with like a rapping show to be like, oh, that was a neat idea, or like,
That's not true.
No. There's
I don't know.
fucking nothing.
There is one thing that they were like in this segment. Somebody did a princess bow, and they like showed up a link to learn how to do a princess bow. So like, if you saw something cool and they had it cool. I think they would have like done something so you could make it, but like they didn't show you at all of how it was actually.
They didn't do it in the show. They were like, if you'd actually like to learn something, here's somewhere else you can go.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
figure that out.
Which
it was
is
actually
shit.
That was a good transition. So that was our pal Olga who did the Princess Bow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'm on EliteNapkins.com.
EliteNapkins.com.
You can get champagne or you can get red. How much do you think one napkin costs?
Well, she's selling them as like single napkins,
I mean, you can add to cart as many as you want.
but like the low quantity. It's not like a box of 20. It's like you get one.
One napkin is
let me. all right.
$38.
I think it's $20, $19.95.
That's reasonable.
Price
Oh,
is right.
rules,
45.
right?
10x premium quality decorative paper napkins. Does that mean there's 10 in this box?
Oh, if there's 10?
There's 10. That's why it's
Oh,
be
10?
Oh,
So it's a
okay.
box of 10.
If
So
you're-
like you're only
I'm gonna
buying
go
one box.
$210.
I'm gonna say 149, not counting shipping.
I'm
Non-
gonna,
non-
I'm
She's
gonna
definitely
go.
you're charging for
I'm
shipping.
gonna go with 99 if there's 10.
Ryan.
Oh, 120.
$24.97.
Damn. Yo, we should get some of these napkins.
So
They're way
I
cheaper than
won
we thought.
because I said $20.
You sure
you go.
did.
All right.
There you go. EliteNapkins.com.
There was
If
something.
it's $24.97 for 10, that's actually a pretty good deal. I thought it was $24.97 for one, and I was like, oh, this is
Box of 10 though. That's good for a dinner.
Yeah, no, that is good for dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it's way more expensive than just buying napkins and watching a YouTube video.
Right, but it's gonna look so fancy.
I mean, too bad we don't have Noah here to talk about buying napkins, but anyway.
All right. Well, I mean, depends
like,
on the.
what does a box of fancy napkins cost? Like if you know what I mean. Like if you're getting the kind of napkins.
All right, we we don't know. We're moving on.
All right, moving on.
So we have something I wrote down was Bohemian Glam. I don't remember what that was a reference
That was
to.
somebody's personality, and I think it was one of the judges said, "I'm picking up a really bohemian glamour
So
vibe."
Carson said that about both Gigi and the gift that was
Right.
wrapped in the style of Gigi. That they both had a lot of bohemian glam. And Gigi seemed pleased with this description of herself. And the question came up, what does that mean? Max, what does that mean?
Okay. Who here knows what Bohemia is?
Some sort of country.
The Kingdom of Bohemia merged with the Kingdom of Moravia and is basically the current boundaries of the Czech Republic. So Bohemia is basically like, it's like Prague, which is to say it is cafes with a bunch of like cool little sidewalk umbrellas and chairs and
I
stuff.
thought that was Paris.
Paris took this from Bohemia.
Oh.
So what you're telling me is Bohemian glamour
Is
is a country.
chill, cool glamour.
How do you go from cafe to chill cool? Wouldn't that be like the
Also the
Yukon where
glamour.
it's like
Seems like it's
actually
conflicting.
cold?
You want to know what Bohemia is? And now you know. You learned more from me in this 1 minute than you did watching 40 minutes of the show.
I mean, Freddie Mercury taught me about Bohemia. I didn't say.
I do need another internet corner here in a minute.
Okay.
Tell me
I'm
what
ready.
diathenesis.
Oh, no, I don't even know how to spell that.
I
I
was
can't
like-
put it in a
when I'm like writing this down, I was like,
Was that
wow.
a Greek goddess or something?
You need Noah for that one.
Diane-
I'm not doing it.
I don't know.
I might be able to do
I
this.
couldn't write it down. I have no idea how it's spelled.
Max,
I'm not even enunciating it correctly either.
We'll come
What?
back to that when it's the
so like,
not gonna lie, Max. I really thought like you were gonna just lead us around in a circle with like this whole like Bohemia history thing, and just fuck with us again.
no, that's all completely real and correct.
Thank goodness.
yeah. So then we have Anita won.
Anita won.
So Anita, no
So
one
Anita
lost.
was on the nice list.
Yeah. So no one lost though, which I was kind of disappointed that like, hey, James, you're on the bottom. Do better
Why am I on the bottom?
because you're sitting in front of me.
Nah. Had it coming, I guess.
Which is usually what these competition shows do. So I thought they were going to go in this route. Like they kind of did. Nothing negative was ever really said about anything. There was no negativity. There was no, hey, you were the worst. No, it's like you're on the naughty list and that's a wrap for you. Like it's not like there's no overly negative tones there.
No, it's
Well,
pretty. trying to be
and
pretty
most of their
positive.
critiques were really just like, we wished we had seen more, and like you had more time to finish it.
Which there was no like that looks like shit. Like
Definitely
so-
not.
like-
ABC Family is not. I mean, freeform.
There's no Simon Cowell character on this.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nowhere close to Simon Cowell.
This is definitely just a Christmas holiday show. Super uppity. That's the vibe.
So Anita winning gives her this advantage. in
Two
the-
advantages.
Two advantages.
But one advantage is really a disadvantage for someone else.
which is weird way to say that.
It's so weird.
So she gets to give someone the worst big present to wrap, and they get a 10-minute penalty. Like how? What? In what world do you give them the hardest thing to wrap and a 10-minute penalty off of just a whim of a winner when she doesn't even know anyone?
Big advantage.
It seems like a way to
It's not
create.
the first time we've seen this.
No,
But they're really setting the tone for the next day, because now those people are going to be showing up in that quick win battle.
well,
They want that. They don't want to be put in that penalty box.
10-minute penalty.
In fact, Beauty and the Geek did exactly the same thing.
But it like as we're talking about how the show is very positive, this seems like a very good way to make some drama on your show and some enemies and for people to start hating over people. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that Anthony is happy with Anita for doing this.
Oh no.
So like that just doesn't seem great for the tone of the show there.
So I was just thinking, Anthony was also on the nice list of being one of the top 3, and so Anita targeted him for
Yeah.
his good skills.
It seems reasonable. And then like Anthony's response was like something very positive. And I was like, they definitely were told to say nothing negative. There's no way he was like, yeah, that's great. I get the hardest one,
So
which is what essentially he said.
in a future episode, if you win the first challenge, someone gets a penalty of you have to untangle these cords. If you untangle them, you can start rapping, or if it takes you more than 10 minutes, then your 10-minute penalty is up. So they try to it's a 10-minute penalty, but maybe there's a way out of the 10-minute penalty.
I think it's just so they don't sit there and just plan the whole time.
Might be.
Even though they could just sit there and plan and ignore the stupid thing.
Yeah. 'Cause Anthony had got a rocking rocket ship, and he had to sit and rock in it for the 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was weird. And then the other thing she won was the easiest one.
Well, she just got her pick. Don't know if you're going to pick.
I don't know. Did they?
I don't think she got a pick.
She didn't. They,
She 100% got a pick. She was like, they're like, which one do you want to unwrap?
Oh, right.
She's like, I'll take the dollhouse.
Yeah, I
or
guess so.
playhouse or whatever it was.
That was the right move.
Some version of a house.
yeah.
It did look the most like a rectangle,
It did.
therefore seeming a little bit
Uh,
easier to
the
wrap.
foosball table arguably looked more like a rectangle.
It has all those handles though.
It has a lot of handles.
But yeah, let's go through it. Let's go through the each one. So the playhouse, the end when she had this wrap playhouse, I thought it looked gross. It looked like I expected from this kind of a show for somebody to be just like really good and creative, and she just took standard wrapping paper, wrapped it around a house, and it's like the easiest one to do. I thought they would have really docked her for just like, yeah, you wrapped it, great. Whereas like we get into this teddy bear one where they like wrapped a whole like an
Giant
outfit,
teddy bear.
giant teddy bear, like in it like a one you win at a fair,
Yeah, one that's like bigger than a person size.
and she
It was
wrapped
definitely
it.
bigger than the person wrapping it.
Oh yeah.
She wrapped it in looking like a
Nutcracker.
nutcracker, and it looked amazing. And you put that against that house, you're like, are they even in the same competition?
Yeah.
Like it was like you didn't like put anything in the window, you didn't put a door, you didn't like wrap it in a way where it like looked like a house. It just looked like a present, which is
I
Sometimes,
mean, the
like,
Nutcracker is arguably the best one. Like it was very good.
oh, it's not even close.
They won.
Yeah.
And Anita was in the middle ground where it's like she wasn't in the bottom or the top. So there was clearly like a difference between the two. But
Yeah, but like if you, to be honest, all of the other ones looked way worse than the teddy bear.
the teddy
every
bear was-
time we watch one of these craft shows, there are clearly people who know what the fuck they're doing. And sometimes there's this weird mom who makes postcards out of macaroni.
it's weird because Kimberly is the one that did
Kimberly's the mom
it's the mom
slash PTA president.
Yeah.
where she doesn't do anything but rap apparently.
And I don't remember who mentioned it, but they after they do the best or the easiest present to pick for the first person that won, and they give out the worst one, then they basically draw scissors out of this jar with names on it to determine who goes next at random, and then they get to pick their gift from the selection of like
Whatever's
number of
left.
gifts.
Do you think it was at random or do you think it was rigged?
I don't know. Who knows?
Because Carson was picking those scissors. He could have done all kinds of
We never see
shenanigans.
the scissors really. Like we can't read what's on
I don't
them.
think it
It's
really
up there.
matters. So
Doesn't matter.
probably not. So another gift that had to be wrapped was a cactus,
Cactus.
which there's some drama in our group about this cactus
Chris is very excited with this
because as we were watching the show, they showed the top of the cactus briefly, and I said, "Hey, that kind of looks like male genitalia," and no one saw it. So I was excited when we were going to like review her cactus thing to be like, look, it does look like male genitalia, but they didn't ever show the top of the cactus again.
They refuse to show it.
They
Refused
must
to
have.
show it, or did the censors prevent them from showing? That's the
ABC
question.
Family stepped back and they're like, okay, guys, I know we let you rename it to Freeform, but we still got some rules.
You're still owned by the Walt Disney Company,
Right.
Yeah, it was, and it like kind of does, but definitely in a brief thing. It definitely.
Talk about what about it made you make that connection.
Well, it's a giant like spheroid object. Cylinder. It's a giant cylinder, and at the top they had like some like green paper covering over it, and then it had like some stuff shooting out the top that made it look like a flower.
A flower. Okay.
Flower.
Got it.
There's like a flower on top. So like you
so
you
little-
squint one eye,
so
you see
little-
it for a second.
A little
kinda
flower
looks-
shooting out the top.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
Work of
know,
art.
I was just saying it was quick. That's all.
That was our pal Olga.
But they didn't show it, so like I'm not I can't be the only one. There's no other reason to show it, not show it, other than maybe it didn't fit in their frame, and they're like, "Fuck it."
It is weird they didn't. It is weird they never pulled back to just see the whole thing.
Yeah, you never see it. It's just like it's hard. How do you judge this thing when you can't see it? Nuts.
I mean, Carson saw it, and Carson was a big fan.
Carson did like it. Didn't he make it some comment about it looking like a male
I don't think he did.
genitalia? Okay, never mind. We
He
got.
made a bunch of comments. I can't keep track of which was.
I have some of them written down.
Who would possibly get a cactus as a gift?
This is also not. This was a fake cactus, right?
I'm gonna say
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a living cactus.
You think so?
No,
It's
it was
some kind of succulent. They're super popular, Brian. People are into this.
No, I know
That's a
my
full-on
succulents.
cactus, though.
That is a fake ass cactus.
Just sticking yourself with all the needles. Sorry.
I mean, it was a really tall cactus.
It was
Isn't
very
it like I don't know if you can just like chop down like a really tall cactus like that. Are they like protected or something?
Depends-
we don't live in
I
the
where
don't
you're
think
getting it.
so.
It's not a problem. I don't know how it is.
All right. So then
Moving on.
we got a lawnmower. Got a lawnmower.
Lawnmower.
Pretty standard. It looked fine. She wrapped it. Whatever.
Whatever.
She tried to make it
covered
look like a
everything.
chimney.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
100%.
Because that did not look like a chimney.
Well, it was supposed to.
Then we got a barbecue grill,
Oh yeah.
which I would say was probably the second best.
Great gifts.
Who did- Was that Gigi that did that one?
Was this the laugh girl?
The laugh girl.
Who is the one with a really bad laugh?
All of them?
You're gonna have to narrow it down better than that.
Oh, I don't know. One of them really had a high
we can
pitched
move on.
laugh that I really, really hated, but I don't remember who it was.
We'll say that was Gigi.
Sure.
Sure. I have no idea who did the barbecue grill, to be honest with you.
Got it.
But like,
All of these gifts were not memorable. Nothing about
well, I
the
like
show
the
is
barbecue grill because
memorable.
they had like hints of fire around the opening to make it seem like it was on. I don't know. Anyway, for all of these that I don't have any statements for, that one I do.
Okay.
Then we got the rocket ship.
Rocket ship.
Which-
Anthony.
We were like concerned that it was never going to stop. And we're like, how do you start wrapping that? Which it did stop once he got off of it. He was in the bottom. So all three people on the bottom, which the rocket ship was one of them, they just didn't finish wrapping their thing.
Yeah, it didn't look great.
Yeah, which this one looked okay, but like
Well, that's where
very
that's
unimaginative.
where the word you want to get from the internet corner came into play.
Dionysus.
Diathesis.
Yeah,
So the
I think it's diath.
actual competent judge made a comment that his rapping should have looked more like that, whatever that means.
Oh, so I looked this up. So Dionysus is the god of the grape harvest, winemaking, and wine of fertility. So
I think
I
you're
think
looking
you
at the
looked up the
wrong
wrong
word,
word.
Brian.
damn it.
It's not the goddess.
Dionysus.
It's
is not
an
the
adjective.
goddess.
We're looking for an adjective.
Yeah. But like I expected you to go down to like a Santa sleigh route with the rocket ship or something.
That'd be pretty good.
Instead, he just went with like a literal rocket ship. He like put clouds underneath, like on the bottom, and I was like, I think you went the wrong direction there. And he also didn't finish, so whatever. We got a weight bench,
Weight bench.
which they show this segment of the weight bench falling off its platform, which was kind of funny.
They really went all out with the dramatic music. Got to cut the commercial. Oh my God, it's a disaster. Came back, showed the whole thing again,
It was
and
fun.
then it's fine. And they move
Yeah.
on.
Well, it seemed like in order to get that weight bench over there, they put it on that platform and moved it.
Yeah, it was not a big deal at all. It cost that guy 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the most drama we're ever going to get from this show. Think about that.
They're trying to create a lot of drama and they're trying to minimize drama. It's so weird.
I don't understand what the show's trying to do at all. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Like, whoa, look at this drama. Well, nah, just kidding. There's no drama. Everybody's happy.
We're making terrible jokes and everyone loves them. So then,
But that one
We've
was
seen
wrapped well.
shows like this before.
yeah.
So his idea was to turn the weight bench into a gift wrap station and doing like the weights and like spools of ribbon and stuff. I thought that one was also pretty good. He also made the nice list and being in the top 3. So
Yeah, he was definitely one of the better ones. There was a choice of a basketball hoop. No one picked.
no one picked the basketball.
Somebody picked,
Seems like there's some potential there. Got a lot of height. You can hang a lot of stuff from the hoop.
but then you've got to like. It's a lot of material to like.
I mean, all these were pretty big. They're all a lot of material.
Yeah.
I think it's just about how you like creatively do something with the hoop. You got to figure that out.
So then we have a bike, which
Oh, the bike
I definitely would have gone basketball hoop over a bike.
for sure.
There's so many little things on the bike that you have to wrap that is just nuts. Like you
There's
just
a
like don't
reason
even like
when you get someone a bike for Christmas, you just put a bow on it and call it a day. Bo, you got a bike, okay?
yeah. Which
Or it's just around the corner. You're like, there it is.
Yeah.
so this was
Or it's in the box.
this was Mr. Hair Joe,
Oh yes.
and he was like, I was looking at this whole. He had the most airtime during this segment by far.
For
He
sure.
was freaking out about the time the whole time. So like they just easy things to cut to of just him freaking out, and I cannot believe he didn't go home. Like I get it after looking at that foosball table a little bit more, but he did fucking nothing. He barely wrapped the goddamn thing. I was like, how is he not home?
But he put those funky folded circles on the tires. you
Yeah.
know?
What do you mean? Those aren't even wrapping anything.
They looked cool from One Direction.
Well,
I
they
think
don't
he-
even
he
wrap
had an
anything.
interesting concept though. Like he was trying a concept like this like candy cane lane kind of bicycle thing. And I feel like that theme was starting to come together, but he just ran out of time.
Yeah,
and
he
this
needed
seems like the kind
another-
of thing he was about to spend like 30 hours straight on this bike.
Yeah,
Who
he
said
but he had
rapping
3.
needs to be a 3-dimensional thing? Why can't it be 2-dimensional?
because everyone else wrapped theirs completely, and he wasn't even.
It's got to
close.
look good from every angle, Max.
Chris, you're thinking outside the box. That's a rapping joke.
So interesting thing about Joe is in the first challenge, he had sort of put like a kind of thing wrapping around his box, and they lift up the box. It didn't go all the way around, and they criticized him for it. And then in his next challenge, he
does
again
the exact
only does it on one side, not the other side. He has a pattern.
Does that come out more in further episodes, Rob?
I don't remember.
Max, do you know who would be proud of him?
His mom.
Oh,
Literally.
That was a good fake laugh, Chris. Keep working on it. You might be able to get on this show.
The host says something to him about, who'd be proud of him, how proud of you, and I'm like, his mom, and she says, "Yo, mama."
It was awful. And everyone laughed like I'm laughing right now that it was the funniest thing ever. It was like, how is what? In what world was that funny? And
Can we get
just
to ratings?
no.
We're
We're almost there, we're almost there.
There's an aspect that we haven't got into yet, which is with the competitions and the judging. And they never really explained their judging criteria.
Oh, no.
Or
Oh,
the
there is none.
rules or anything. So that's just out the window. But I thought a fun element that they could have done, and maybe they'll do it. I don't know. We've only seen this one episode. But would have been like how do you make a gift wrap and like do the experience of unwrapping it and make that really fun?
Oh no. That's like going on a cake show and them actually tasting the cake.
Right.
They don't care about that. They care about how it looks.
But I'm like, how is the cake?
Doesn't matter. It's how it looks.
That's all that matters.
So how do you okay, do you judge the wrapping how it looks at all, or is it just
Yeah.
about the unwrapping experience?
No, there is still the how it looks, but I think there's like the Instant Hotel show. There's like, okay, here's the 4 categories, right? You got price, you got location. So for this, I think it's like, okay, the visuals, right? Like there's probably like a bonus of like what's unique or what story is it telling, and then there's like how does it open and did you cover it? I don't know, basics. Mobility, I think, should be a criteria. Can you pick the gift up and move it / put it in a vehicle to take it to someone's house? I think that'd be a fun
I
element.
mean, there was definitely one here you couldn't do that.
I
right.
think there was more than one.
There was a bunch.
Well, sure. The teddy bear was probably the one that.
I mean,
not
even
moved.
in the small ones, like a lot of these things were just very like set up like art pieces and don't look like you could like actually pick it up to move it.
There was I can't remember what the category was, but it was essentially like wow factor. It was a terrible category on the social media influencer show we watched. And I could just imagine more of that. Like, you did great. 5 stars.
Yeah.
You talking about Feed Famous?
Yeah,
Feed
Feed
famous. Fuck.
Hell of a show.
Hell of a show.
We
Callback.
made Brian watch it because he thought there was no way a show could be worse than his selection.
It was.
I still have
Grizzly
nightmares
knows
about that
best.
show. I've definitely thought about that show in the past week.
Feed Famous? You thought it was
Yeah.
Feed Famous? Oh my god! I'm
Like,
sorry, Brian.
I am
I'm
still
so- we're
scared of like
sorry. Sorry.
BuzzFeed YouTube stuff.
You gotta unsubscribe, dude.
and yet
I'm
Brian
definitely
did
not subscribed.
You gotta
Put it-
swipe left on that.
Yet Brian said it was not the worst show of season 3.
I mean, there was
That's
still a lot
true.
of
Chris,
Do we
Grizzly
need
knows
another
best is
addendum?
the worst.
We could do another addendum,
Maybe.
Brian, if we need an updated addendum.
This is definitely more haunting.
Hold on, guys. I got one last minutia, then we can get to ratings.
All right, give it to me.
So, as we're talking about our favorite judge, Carson Kressley,
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
they were talking about this weight bench. There's some point where the weight bench has like a thing put your legs in, and the guy that wrapped it just like put a bunch of ribbon around it or whatever. I don't give a fuck. And it kind of looked like a dildo, and the guy was just like laughing. Everyone was just made some dumb joke about it. Everyone was laughing about how this weight bench has some sort of like dildo looking thing.
Eddie
on it.
I think that was the number one insane hard laughing when Carson made the joke about that, and Eddie's just like
Yeah,
laughing
it was really
harder
bad.
than anyone's ever laughed. It's nuts.
Old Amish sex toy.
Wasn't there some other terrible Carson line about working out? Max, did you have that?
No, it's something like, "Wow, you picked the bench. I never work out. Ha ha ha."
I hope it works out.
I
Yeah.
hope it works out. That's
While
what
he's
it is.
making a weight press
All right.
motion.
God.
What are the
All
good
right,
quotes
you've
we
got you
Any
got
quotes?
this. You got this show.
Ratings.
It's all
Ratings,
Max.
James.
No, talk about the scissors at the end.
Oh, what is there? So as they leave,
What is the exit line when you get kicked off the show, Chris?
Turn in your glue gun and badge.
Your hot glue gun.
what is it, Rob? I don't-
Turn in your hot glue gun and your double-sided tape. It's a wrap for you.
Oh,
How many takes do you think it takes them to do this every episode?
Just one.
they just
reuse the
repeat.
same footage, dude.
Okay, and
then
then they
the
walk
exit
off
shot.
into the sunset through a pair of scissors in a wall, and then the pair of scissors slowly like snips and
Because
they're
they've been
cut.
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 Fade to black.
Yeah, I actually do kind of like that. That was cool.
Fade to.
I
this
like
season
the you're bad for this reason or you're off the show. See ya, and then walk off into the sunset. I like that. That's good.
Ratings:
What do you got for us, Max?
bottom third, bottom of the bottom wood, piece of fucking garbage.
Whoa. Worst show ever?
No,
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll
have
save
to,
it for the
we'll-
finale.
No,
We'll see how it goes.
Celebrity Apprentice. is
It
the
definitely
worst.
sounds like Max
Okay.
is going to bring this one back up for the finale.
He gave it a bottom. That was a hard cut by Max.
James,
Yes, sir.
what you got?
It's going in the top of the bottom. Yeah, no, it's definitely bottom third show. Here's the thing: the show looks like you could see how a trailer would kind of be like, oh, maybe that's a fun show to watch, but it's just not interesting, like in any kind of length of duration here. It's just so trying to be overly positive. It's just too much. It feels like it's just no genuine, like there's just nothing genuine here. So just nothing interesting. I have no intrigue to watch any more of it. Feel like this was pretty rough to get through, and I think we had a new category of this show needs a beer.
That is true. Brian, what do you got for us?
I'm debating between the middle of the bottom and the top of the bottom. Sorry, bottom of the bottom.
I
This
mean,
is bad.
Join me.
You're talking about 9 buckets. No one cares. Just pick
Join
Bottom of the
me.
bottom. Yeah, just-
yeah.
I just don't understand. Like, this is. I can't believe Disney produced this. Like, they're 0 for 2 on reality shows.
Whoa. We watched a lot of that Disney Plus stuff. I definitely can see it.
When does this move from Freeform to Disney Plus?
Oh,
Next season.
Next season, maybe. Disney Plus doesn't have a lot of holiday stuff going on, so
I mean, next
they
year.
haven't had their pipeline. Their 100
Sure.
of producers to set up their Disney stuff yet. Or
if-
Disney
Do you think they'll
new
bring back the
Christmas
Star
stuff.
Wars Christmas special?
Oh,
No, they're going to do a new live action version of the Star Wars Christmas special.
John Favreau definitely said he's interested in doing another one, so it's possible. Rob, what's your rating here? Sorry, Brian, did you have anything else to say?
No.
Okay. Rob.
I mean, this is definitely bottom third show. I did think like it's a little, the competitions are a little interesting. I think, how do you wrap the different things is kind of good, but it's too long and the judges are just so bad. And it's like, I do not want to watch another second of these people. So
Do you want to give us a James rating, perhaps?
Nah, I'm good. Just bottom
Okay.
third. That's enough.
I'm going to agree that it is bottom third, but I'm more James's length. I think it is really fun to hate watch, actually, for me, which a lot of these shows aren't really fun to hate watch, but I really liked the terrible jokes, making fun of the bad jokes, and everyone laughing at them. Like, that was fun for me to make fun of them, as you can tell by, like, how much I laughed while describing these things. So, like, I don't think it's a complete disaster, but it definitely has some weird tonal shifts that I like. You take a step back and you're like, that's not a fun joke, and you made fun of them, but you're trying to be really positive. So anyway, bottom third. So I guess unanimous bottom, which I'm not sure the last time we had one of those.
It wasn't that long ago.
I think it was like a couple weeks.
Probably.
We're on a bad rut.
Probably Paranormal Activity.
How about, sorry.
That was
I don't know, it's cute.
Prank Wars.
Yeah.
Prank Wars.
Prank Encounters.
Pranking-
Prank Wars.
No.
Paranormal Activity.
I'm thinking Prank Wars. show would
Something
be pretty
called
fun.
Encore.
Oh yeah.
But-
That's our Disney Plus week.
Prank Encounters was only 2 weeks before that, and also unanimous bottoms.
Off to a great start, everyone.
There's a decent number of unanimous bottoms in season 4. Let me tell you.
Who's been choosing all the things for season 4?
I mean, different people
is
suggest
it-
different things.
Different people with names that start with Chris?
Look,
Hey, Chris
we-
is not responsible for all these unanimous bottoms. Lots of people wanted to watch
Society
Ghosted.
is responsible.
Turns out there's a lot of garbage on TV.
I think Chris advocated against I Get That a lot, and we
Yeah.
made it happen. I think, Max, you were responsible for
I
Get That a
was
lot.
responsible for that. Can you blame me, though?
Yes, I can. I can tell you I blame you because I didn't want to watch it.
I get that a lot, Chris.
Haha.
But Chris was responsible for saying we need to do Disney Plus, and Chris was responsible for Rap Battle. So he's got the last 2 on it.
Hey,
Ooh.
hey
It's
guys.
been a long.
We do a weekly podcast. This is a very seasonal, topical show, and I enjoyed hate watching it. So there it is. Rob,
Wow.
I need to know who got unmasked.
So I am not caught up because this week there's a Tuesday episode and a Wednesday episode.
Holy
and I've not
shit.
seen those. But last week, the butterfly got en masse. It was
Who
really
was
funny because at the start of the episode, they're like, and here's the butterfly to sing. Emmy and I were like, wait,
Ain't
there's
no
a
way.
butterfly? Who's the butterfly? We were trying to remember who the butterfly was. So, Chris, do you know who Michelle Williams is?
She's some sort of tennis player.
No.
Is it some sort of Olympian?
No. Do you know what Destiny's Child is?
band.
It was a band, and there was a very famous person called Beyonce.
Yeah.
And there were some people that were not Beyonce, and one of them was Michelle Williams.
Oh, okay. So like famous, but not because she's not Beyonce.
Yeah, she's not Beyonce level famous, but
She's one of the other Destiny Childs.
Quick quiz. How many Destiny's Child people were there?
Three.
There were 4 total, but like
Oh,
they one switched
shit.
out.
There is one person who's correct in here, and it's me.
I
But
mean,
also Brian.
You didn't say
Yeah.
anything.
there was 4, then they kicked 2 out and got 2 new ones, and kicked another one out anyway.
That is roughly correct.
Yeah, so
But
it's like 7 total.
So there were 3.
there were 4.
There were 3.
There were 4.
The most famous, there were 3, but there were several other ones.
Yeah,
of
I'm just,
different-
every band has people that go in and out. There were 3 people.
Anyway, Emmy and I are protesting this for the Masked Singer because the butterfly had a lot of hints that were London related. And so we're like, oh, this must be someone from London or someone from Europe or something like that. And then turned out it's and several judges guessed Michelle Williams. Like, no, like the London thing makes no sense. And it's like, there were a lot of clues about London because Michelle Williams has performed on London's West End, which is their version of Broadway. And it's like, what? That's some BS.
That's definitely BS.
Maybe one London reference. You can't have multiple London references. So I'm protesting this.
I don't know if she's a current actress in London for like a decent amount of time.
Nah.
Just because you don't know,
Nah.
and the fact that she's not really all that famous is the point.
Nah, you need like a Spice Girl if it's all these London things.
Yeah,
Oh, all right, whatever.
that's some bullshit. I'm with you.
Yeah. So the challenge finale is tonight.
I want to spend 40 minutes talking about the challenge, but I'm not going to.
I don't want to.
I mean, next week that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I will say, Chris or Max suggested to me that the Fox was Wayne Brady, and now I can't unsee that. And I think he's
100%
right.
Wayne Brady.
I didn't think that until Max. And when Max said, it, I'm like, no. And then I watched this week, so I'm like, it totally is.
But can Wayne Brady sing?
Wayne Brady can
Wayne Brady
definitely sing.
Can sing. He can
It's not
dance.
Tom Brady. This is Wayne Brady.
You don't know if Tom
The
Brady
one
can
who's
sing or
gotta have to kill a bitch. Wayne Brady.
not. Throwback there.
So I'm in on that the Fox is Wayne Brady, and I'm in on the thingamajig is Montel Jordan.
Wait. There's a thing called a thingamajig on the show.
100%.
They're really digging deep here.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
Like,
I'm okay
what
with
is
that.
this?
I mean, they had a monster.
He's really tall, and they're trying to convince you it's some NBA player, but it's definitely Montel Jordan.
Who is Montel Jordan?
Have you heard a song called "This Is How We Do It"?
Yes.
He sings that.
But that's it, right?
I do not know anything else he's famous for, but he's famous for that, and that's all I need.
Okay. But I guess Famous Singer won last year, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So I guess Famous Singers, like one-hit wonders, can be on this show.
for sure.
I also think that like people, the guests, like their contestants, like choose the costumes. Like they're not like just like running out. Like somebody just like phoned it in, like the thingamajig.
It just seems weird to
It's
be a
dumb.
thingamajig.
It is definitely weird.
Like, what does a thingamajig look like?
I can show you what the thingamajig look like. Let me
Alright.
tell you.
The name,
After-
the name never reflects any of the clues.
We
It's-
gotta move on, guys.
Alright.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
What else have people been watching? Jack shit. Cool. Okay. Bye.
Man, Max. Watchmen so far has been really good. I'm really excited for the season finale. Silicon Valley ended, series finale.
Who
Ended pretty well.
Who watches Watchmen? It's Chris.
Everyone
I've heard some
watched.
people watch Watchmen.
No, it's
Silicon Valley series finale was so
Yeah,
like
somebody
it,
told me about that. I need to
it
watch
ended. I like the ending, so like that's pretty positive, pretty big thing to say about an ending. So
yeah.
It's tough to nail the ending.
So to say they got the ending, I think it's the first like 3 seasons are like top tier TV. The rest is very enjoyable, but not like the best.
It's definitely not what it was, but it's still
Yeah.
pretty good.
Well, they spun their wheels a bit. So if they would have ended at Office Space, like started Silicon Valley and like ended Office Space, that would be really cool. But they kind of didn't go that direction. Anyway,
There's
we
a bunch
good?
of like just other new stuff, like because like fall TV. So like I've been watching like Bob's Burgers. Got some new Rick and Morty seasons. Of course, there's some Below Deck that's running. Plug.
James is all in on Below
We
Deck
need
OG.
to do a whole episode on the entire seasons of Below Deck.
Well, we haven't done Below Deck. We've only done the Mediterranean one.
So
This
So-
is true. This season is a good one.
There's a potential theme month coming. Below Deck could be part of. We'll talk offline.
What's
Oh,
the theme? We
No,
not a
know
cool
it.
we got to talk offline. We're not spoiling it.
okay,
We're
okay,
kinda
okay.
saving it.
All right. On that note, I think you can find us on Facebook.com/HoopAthesOn. You can find us on Twitter at HoopAthesOn. You can email us questions and suggestions at HoopAthesOn@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next time.
So Max, what is your inspiration level?